Welcome, Shinta. Welcome indeed. You've made it.
Okay, so everyone, good morning. Thank you so much, Bernard, to invite me. It's so delightful because usually I see these watches in the YouTube, and now I'm in here, so it's quite. I'm a bit nervous. I was like, oh. Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Shinta. Maybe I will start. Well, I met Bernard like 2 weeks ago, maybe through my research of my work, but I'm going to talk about that later on. So yeah, hi everyone. I'm Shinta. I'm from Indonesia. I'm a student here. I'm at the University of Manchester. I'm majoring of Visual Anthropology for my master. It's been 4 months in Manchester, so I'm struggling with the winter, always with the.
Not the only one.
I love the city. I live in West Range. I have a lovely neighborhood, and I think I'm gonna start loving it in here. I'm studying here now, but my background is a filmmaker. I'm a documentary filmmaker. In Indonesia, as you know, Indonesia is really big, it's huge. So this is I'm filming in one of the island. We have 17,500 islands through the country. If you fly from east to west, it took 6 hours. This is one of the documentary that I'm working on. I'm going to share that later on. I'm also doing wildlife, so I'm a jungle girl. So that was me. I have a boots for 7 years, and it's because it's like a lot walking in the jungle. So I have a hole in that, and this one is my last day in the jungle. I have to walk back 3 hours, so I put plastic in my in my boots. That's orangutan. Probably you familiar with orangutan.
Oh,
yeah, there are. If you look at the baby, it looks so cute and looks so adorable. It looks like human because we are sharing DNA. 90%, 97% of DNA is same like human. But if you see at the picture with the baby, it's actually sad story. Why? Because all the baby this is in rehabilitation center, meaning that their parents already get killed. They've been taken away from the forest. So yeah, that's the thing. This is the other story that I've been working on. One of the tribe in Indonesia, called Ghost of the Forest. They still live in the forest, and then it's everything that they can get from the forest. But then again, deforestation. They're being pushed away from their home, and this girl is my main character. And why special is because I've been following her since 6 years ago. So on the top left is when it's 2018. I'm not sure how old was this like back then, maybe 8, maybe 10. And then on the right is last year, January. So she's probably 15, and I heard she will getting married soon, have a baby, but she's pushing away from the forest, have to be, she's not working. That is the whole family, with her dad, her mom, and then this is the way they dress, and that's actually their house. They're just living there. That is what happened with the forest back in there. This is actually in the national park, one of national park in one island in Indonesia called Sumatra. That is palm oil. So now my character Nande, her name is Nande, is now working to picking up all the palm oil that is already left after the harvesting. That's what the palm oil looks like. And then every time the truck coming, and then they still have like a bit in the ground, they picking up, and then they sell it like really cheap, maybe like less than $1 for one big big bucket.
Saya memang suka dalam karena siapa lego kalau karena buah.
Janyo kalau tidak ada musim-musim rondon macam tadi busuk-busuk tadi. Dia ada sungai, jatuh di sungai, tidak boleh ambil.
Itu yang salah Tete. Tete mengaku waktu dia membuka tidak izin sama penghulu. Kalau zaman dulu semua kemana kita melangkah itu hutan semua. Jadi sesuai kemana kita berjalan tidak ada.
The other film that we're doing is called Tradition Keepers. It's already done. It's 6 episodes throughout Indonesia. This is one of our lovely ladies. She's a weaver. She's a dancer. So we're talking about, like, this is the loom. She's working on the loom with the really lovely fabric clothes, and this is from natural dye. So every ingredients to make the color is come from plants. One of the projects that I'm working now in here is I'm really interested about Hume, about the history of Manchester, but I want to make a project about imagination, memory and imagination. I heard about this Hume from the 50s when Maureen and Doreen was spend the child there. So that's how I found Bernard in the YouTube, and then we met. So I'm going to show you the. This is just edited last night.
Right, well, I'm Bernard, and here we are in the middle of Hume, the existing Hume. We're going to talk about what Hume was like when Doreen and Maureen grew up around here. So, first of all, Doreen, can you tell us where we actually are?
Well, we're actually more or less on the spot where my house was when I was a kid, and we lived here until I was 14. When they demolished, they started demolishing this part of Hume. They'd already demolished between Chester Road and City Road, and then they came onto this part. And so that's me outside my house, and that's that school there. So that's where we are.
What was that school there?
Well, that school was called City Road Secondary School. It was a secondary school, and they used to have evening classes. I used to go to evening classes there as a kid.
I actually used to go and do rock and roll there.
Yeah, so this was when schools were and churches were part of the community.
And can I tell you how we knew it was time to go home? We'd always play one particular record called Zambezi.
Oh, right,
right.
Zambezi.
Zambezi. Not right, get your coat, we have to go home.
So, this is Nicholas Road.
Yeah.
And whereabouts would you have lived, actually? Where was your actual house? Because it's all been knocked down, obviously.
Well, obviously, it was about here.
Pavement,
Yeah, and there's the coal holes. So we had the coal holes were outside the house, and if you lost your key, you'd get a little kid to go down the hole and open your front door. That's true. I think one of the things I always is going outside to the toilet on a cold night and having to get wrapped up because it was cold, and taking a candle with you or a torch because you're going to be there a long time. So it's
Did you have a green candle holder?
yes, one of those initial the candle, because and you'd think twice, especially whether you really wanted to go. It was cold.
Hume to me is skipping games, hopscotch, Valio, 3-a-ball up the wall, dominoes, alley-alley-o. Hume to me is first ciggy, first shandy, first nylons, Oh, joy. Hume for me, first love, first heartbreak. Oh, Roy. Ah. So it's the old Roy that does it, because I did with young lads, you know, class and Roy. Ah. I feel kind for Roy.
Just a tiny bit from what we've got filming for like an hour. I've got like many a lot of rises, Bernard. I can share you when I'm done editing. Yeah. This is one of BBC project that I'm doing because I also work for BBC as a field producer, and this project is I spent 4 months in the jungle, in really deep jungle in Papua, and really anthropology stories, and this one makes me really keen to come to study. Yeah, so the tribe called Korowai is really remote and it's in the middle of nowhere. We have to have a sat phone, and we spent 4 months like with the really tall 30 meters tree house. They usually live there. They used to live there back then in the 70s, 80s. Why so high? Because they believe that the evil spirit stays on the ground. So by living up in the tree, they believe there's no evil spirit around their family. So nowadays, the house is more like just like 5 meters. I'm gonna show you. This is the BBC presenter called William Millard. He's a dear friend with one of the character, and as you can see, that's the tree house on the back. That's the real tree house because it's probably just like maybe 7 meters that time. And on the bottom is Will with the family that we are staying for a year. It's really different because we telling the truth, what is behind the life of the tribe. So this is two of our main character, lovely guy. They are still really live in the forest, and that is actually their tree house. So not too tall for the old guy. So after 2 hours talking, I said, "Do you have a question for me?" And then he goes, "Do you have the sun where you are from?" So that's for me. I was like, that's the best question person ever asked to me, you know, because he doesn't have any idea about a map. Even I draw a map, you know, like we are in the same country. I'm from here, you're from here. He doesn't understand that, you know. There's no. But for him, the world is just the forest. It's just there. Sally, she's a teenager, you know, confused teenager. Should I stay in the forest? Should I go to the village? Because some of them is already moved to the village, you know, knows how to dress, working and stuff, because the government wants to take them out to get the ID, and, you know, so it was like a really confused community.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a question?
It was very interesting, Shinta, to see people wearing traditional costume or no clothes at all. And then suddenly there'd be a lady in what looked like a Marks and Spencer's bra. Sort of
yeah. Some of them is actually not really live in the forest. They are just acting like that because we are there, you know, like because we are crew from BBC, you know, like this Westerner coming with the big camera. But some of them is really live there, you know, like inside they don't even speak any language. That so I have to learn some of the language of course.
Oh, is there anything that can change the trend of deforestation? Is there anything that they know in their family life, or do they just live on the forest without any technique to regenerate?
The people who doing deforestation is, of course, it's not them, you know, like the company from palm oil coming or the logging company. Yeah, but the thing is, the population growth, you know, and then it's really close to the village now. Some of them have a motorcycle, and of course the knowledge that people, the villagers have more money, have a cell phone, have a nice clothes. So they're thinking, why I have to struggle, live in the forest, and then have like a tiny bit of food when I can work outside. Of course, also the forest is getting narrower and narrower, because it's all political. When I was there the first time is 2017. I was there for BBC, Chris Packham. If you familiar with the presenter called Chris Packham,
yeah,
I can
yeah.
share that. Yeah, my first encounter with Orang Rimba was with Chris Packham 2017, and it was so far to go to the forest. It's like maybe 4 hours walking to meet them, and then a year later it was like 2 hours. Oh, this is getting closer. And another year there's a path, and another year the kids grow, and then they have motorcycle, and the motorcycle can go to the forest, so things change like really rapid, like really fast.
Maureen,
Yeah.
can you
Yes.
what was your experience of filming with Shinta?
Oh, it was fascinating. Mind you, we were stood outside and it was a freezing
Oh
wind.
my goodness, it was cold.
In fact, I spent more time behind Bernard than I did in front because it would shield me from the wind. So we went into that garden centre, got a nice little cafe there, and it had nice long tables. So that's when we actually could sit down like that. And it seemed to finish too soon. There was so much more.
I would love to meet you again, like come to your house, or we can meet outside. Yeah, I would love to.
Thank you very, very much for that. It was fantastic. Really, really
Yes,
good.
It was
Thank you.
really interesting. I'd like to know more. It's
Yeah.
really, really
Yes,
good.
amazing.